NASA is launching a new high-tech Landsat satellite called the Landsat Data Continuity Mission, or LDCM. Joining us now is NASA scientist Doug Morton to give us the details. And Doug, I want to get straight to what's most important to the people of our tri-state area. We're in a river valley with hills and the Ohio River, where landslides are also common. So how is this new satellite going to help folks right here at home?
The Landsat series is one of the most important tools we have for studying natural phenomena such as floods and landslides. We have a record of over 40 years now of data. That continuous record shows us the changes over time in wet years and dry years. And those images are used directly by land managers as they consider the regions that are prone to flooding and how to plan for future floods as well as clean up after a current disaster.
And what else will this new satellite do?
This Landsat satellite really tells us a story of the Earth, one that we would not have any other access to back to 1972. If you can think back to 1972 and the world that we have today, those changes are really dramatic. As we think about a population now where more than half the people live in cities, with 7 billion people. Cities like our own Las Vegas has grown from 300,000 to over 2 million people in that time frame, drawing on the water resources of nearby Lake Mead. And the same is true as we look at natural disasters and natural phenomenon. This was a really dry year in the western U.S., a region which experienced extreme wildfires. That wildfire smoke carries out even over your listening area and impacts the way that you get weather and the changes that you see every day for you in the summer like 2012.
Okay, great. Thanks, Doug. And how much does this new satellite cost and the launch, and what are those taxpayers, or us taxpayers, getting for their money?
The bottom line on this satellite, the investment that NASA's made with U.S. taxpayer money is about $850 million. If you look back over the history of the Landsat program, now talking since 1972, that's less than $1 a year for every American for the Landsat program. This is a really incredible investment because really the free and open access to the data we have from Landsat is an incredible investment for the way we do science, the way we do business, and the way we share information worldwide.
Okay.
Today's generation...
Oh, go ahead.
Today's generation doesn't know maps anymore. I mean, think about this. We know Google Maps, and NASA's Landsat data are the bedrock, are the foundation of applications like Google Maps and Google Earth. That's really changed the way this entire generation looks at the Earth and the way we get around.
Really quickly.
That kind of investment at 850 million. Yes, go ahead.
No, you go right ahead.
Oh, just that, thinking about that investment, what that means for the American taxpayers and what that means as an investment and a contribution to the global community is really profound.
Great. Now, really quickly, how is this Landsat satellite different than previous Landsat satellites, and where can people go to actually observe this information? You said it's available, right?
All the data are available online. We have a website, which is www.nasa.gov/Landsat. The images will be collected and released by the USGS. All of those data are available to anybody worldwide to download at no cost. This is really an incredible contribution that we make with thousands of scientists and engineers that work tirelessly to make sure that this instrument will work capably in orbit, as well as the data products that we'll receive and share with everyone worldwide.
Great. And do you happen to have any more pictures of what we're talking about here? I know you showed Las Vegas, and we just saw images from where people can get the information. Do you happen to have any more pictures that you can show us what it does?
Absolutely. The history of time that we have with the Landsat sensors captures changes. For example, in the Midwestern U.S., we see a transition from standard row crop agriculture to center pivot irrigation. In this image, those red dots represent the center pivot areas of farmland near Garden City, Kansas. The changes we see in the way we use water are really fundamental, and Landsat data play a key role in understanding those changes over time. This sequence of images shows you the Aral Sea on the border of Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, which has literally lost most of its area over the Landsat record. Even the Supreme Court uses Landsat data when they're trying to decide interstate water rights cases between western states and whether states are sharing enough water downstream after using water for irrigation and other purposes. So these changes over time and our ability to take scientific measurements from space are really critical for how we manage lands down to the individual farm level.
Great. And is there anything else you want to tell us about the Landsat satellite, Doug? Anything else?
Sure. Landsat data represent one of the only windows we have back to 1972 for remote regions of the planet that are changing rapidly in the context of global warming. So as we look to areas like remote glaciers, where now more than 90% of the world's glaciers are receding, But glaciers in particular are one of those areas where we don't have other observations from the field. This sequence shows you the Columbia Glacier in Alaska, and that yellow line marks the terminus as it recedes over time. So changes, especially in these remote Arctic and Antarctic regions, are something that Landsat data provides in a way that nothing else could.
Great. What a great information. How very exciting for you guys to be launching that satellite today. Thanks for joining us, Doug. Doug Morton from NASA.
My pleasure. Thank you.